So, Imbibitor Lunae came out, and everyone is very happy. Except meta players, which seems going crazy and started spouting weird ideas without concrete base or logic. Let's break this down. Imbibitor Lunae's damage we can all agree is quite enormous, a rightful exchange for using multiple skill points, and to make it less stressful, his ultimate grants him 2 scales to use instead of the skill points. This means that you have to create an appropriate team to satisfy his requirement and play him properly. Not all characters will combo well with Dan Heng. Where's the problem then? Apparently he does too much damage, and overshadows any other DPS in the game, and to someone even future DPS, how do they know? Dark magic I suppose, or they're just making up a problem to doompost and stir up drama. Essentially they talk how Imbibitor makes any other DPS useless, ignoring the fact that you need 2 teams to clear Memory of Chaos, meaning that you need at maximum 3 DPS in total to do something. Let's say you have one team with Imbibitor, and you brute force aside ignoring the weaknesses and resistances. You can't put Imbibitor in both sides, so any other DPS you have and will have is still viable, and most importantly doesn't need to do the same burst damage in the same amount of time. While Dan Heng's damage is dealt all at once, other DPS distribute their damage more or less evenly over the turns, depending on the characters. For example, Blade deals damage distributed in all his enhanced attack turns. Kafka divides it by activating dots on her turn and the opponent's. Jing Yuan accumulates stacks while doing damage to a huge burst damage. Seal literally creates turns out of nowhere, and this is just taking limited 5 stars. There's many other DPS that can still clear the Memory of Chaos perfectly, despite being put very low in the tier lists. Even Herta can do it, which is considered to be the worst character. But meta players don't understand one crucial factor of Hoyoverse games. There's no meta because literally any character can clear the hardest content without problem. It's just a matter of time put on the building of said character. And guess what? It's the entire point of free-to-play gacha games, building characters you like and clear stuff. There are some that may have a ladder, a leaderboard, a score to flex on people, but neither Genshin nor Star Rail has any of those. You can go and say I have 36 stars in the Abyss. That's nothing sparky, everyone does the same score, 36 stars, there's no bonus, nothing. The Abyss and mock rewards exist to prize the player that built characters properly and played well. I actually like watching clears of those because I find satisfying seeing characters built properly doing their thing, truly beautiful and rewarding. But all this craze about the meta is slowly killing both games, but this is a more general topic, which I will discuss in a follow-up video, where I will discuss all the problems of this hard meta mentality, so stay tuned for that. Back on the Imbibitor topic, something that gets often ignored is how people like the playstyle. Noon should be a must-pull since if you don't like how they play, you're not gonna have fun, and that destroys the entire meaning of a video game that doesn't have a ladder. This is not Counter-Strike, where the researched kind of fun is the competition, but in Star Rail and Genshin, I'm searching another kind of fun. A PvE experience that satisfies me, and is actually fun. I do appreciate build guides from people like CB and X-Slice and Aced, and I actually discuss the best builds for any character, all the characters. I'm not against people clearing the hard content for a YouTube video or a stream, is when the time spent farming shows its best, but shouldn't be the only thing to think about. The simulated universe exists. Genshin has different battle events with an extra difficulty. But most importantly there's a plot to follow, a good plot, and we're just gonna ignore that for a 10-minute portion of the game? Be reassured, your previous and future DPS are not useless or a waste. Whoever tells you that, probably hates the idea of you having fun. Obviously, this isn't all meta players. We have to distinguish between normal meta players that just want to clear stuff efficiently, and their favorite are the strongest, and the rotten meta players, which are those who are currently crying over Imbibitor Lunae, as if Hoyoverse is dumb and makes endgame content that makes all characters useless except him because power creep, which is probably the least thing that will ever happen to Genshin and Star Rail, and is made up entirely by the player base, since the endgame changes periodically to favor different characters. Pulling more is actually beneficial, and Noon will ever be a waste. But this and many other points will be discussed as said, in a follow-up video, where I'll cover the meta degeneracy in all of its forms. But for now, thanks for watching, till next time.